It's been said that medical simulation can be summed up as a combination of technology and theatre, and I think that's absolutely true. We start with the story first. We start with a story that makes sense to the clinicians, and then we choose a simulator that will fit into that story, and it might be a mannequin like this, or it might be a human, and there's a lot of theatre involved. It's staging, getting the props right, it's getting the story right, it's getting the actors right, and with all of that, we hopefully have a good simulation that feels as real as possible. Realism has varying degrees of importance in simulation and varying contexts. So for example, if you're learning how to put a drip into somebody, you don't necessarily need a real arm, but what you need is something that feels and allows you to get the same feeling as you would do putting into a real human.
Barry? He's not responding.
So we have a variety of mannequins we use in simulation, from very low tech that just lie and don't do much, they don't breathe, to the very high tech one we have here today, who are controlled through a computer, often remotely through behind a glass window, and we in fact can control them now through the internet to places thousands of kilometres away. For the big full mission simulation, it needs to be a lot more real. It needs to feel real. You need to have the sounds of the normal environment there. It needs to look pretty much like it would normally be in your own workplace. You need to have the trolleys that you would normally use, the equipment, the drips, all those sort of things. Drugs that you would normally use need to be available so that people can immerse themselves into the situation and behave approximately like they would in a normal environment. Once you move the instructor out of the room, it helps with that realism that we were talking about before. It helps people to feel like this is a real environment. And we control that by having our faculty enrolled within the room so that they can manage the scenario from within the story that's happening rather than have an instructor control it. Simulation starts with developing those sort of motor skills on how to do things, how to place lines, how to put in tubes, but it moves on to those skills around how we function in teams, how we function and communicate with one another, how we maintain awareness of what's going on with us around you at the time, particularly in an emergency. It's very easy to become focused on tasks and lose what we call situational awareness, what is happening in the entire context. So we talk about teams and roles that teams have, how to be a leader, how to be a follower, how to communicate appropriately with one another in high stress, high stakes situations.